What's up, everyone? This is Dutch Kalbarczyk, co-founder of MG Poland, JS Poland, and AI Poland. Welcome back to AI Master Podcast. Today, we have a very special guest straight from Warsaw, Poland. She is HR Master. Ladies and gentlemen, Joanna Rozmysłowska.
Hello, Dariusz.
Hey, Joanna, how are you?
Very well, thank you today. How are you?
Perfect. So, for those who don't know yet, please tell us about yourself and what you do.
So I'm basically a HR specialist within IT industry. Right now, I work at Consentia, and Consentia is a Danish company who basically create really cool IT teams. So that's it about me.
How do you describe the core purpose of HR in modern organization today?
I would say that the core purpose of HR in the organization today is basically to create the environment where people can actually do their best work, meaning I would say perform, grow, and stay engaged. Obviously, we do things like administrative work, policies, etc. This is still in our field, but I think we focus more on the things that actually very much matter to the organization, which is creating organizational culture and things like that. I would say that HR, it's kind of a bridge between business strategy and human potential, basically.
How is AI changing daily work of HR professionals?
I would say that AI became a really good assistant to HR people. So we shouldn't worry about, AI taking over and being a replacement. AI can help us out with the tasks which are repeatable and consume a lot of time. So, for example, CV screening or replying to the employees with like a simple questions. I would say that right now, because of AI, we can actually focus more on more important things, like shaping the culture or focusing on development of our people within the organization or helping out leaders how to manage the environment organization. So we are having more and more time to focus on actually human-centric cases.
What are the biggest challenges companies face when trying to adopt AI in the HR processes?
First of all, I think we need to take care of the data. We need to make sure that all the personal data is safe and sound. And this is our first responsibility, I would say. The quality of the data and ethics are also very, very important. So when we use the tools, we need to make sure that these tools use accurate and unbiased data. If we use a different data, which is biased, not maybe complete, we might have a really wrong outputs and we might use it to make wrong decisions, right? I would say also that transparency is something very important. We need to make sure that people know how we use it, why we use it, and overall situation around all the tools. I can also point out that some HR teams might be struggling with adapting new tools. Are they compatible with the systems? Are we all good enough in technology sector to use them, to implement them, etc., etc.? And these questions are very, very valid to each HR team. But I would say that we don't have to be masters, in AI, in technology, and all this digital world. I think it is good enough to have someone in your team that understands everything and can simply show it to the rest of the team. So we don't need to focus that much on, going into that field. I think the most important questions to ask is, do we need AI? Because I would say that not all of them, teams need to use AI. We can also automate a lot of things without AI usage. And a lot of people didn't ask these questions before. And right now, this is really appropriate time to do so. And the second thing is how we are going to use it correctly. What I mean by that is we are counting on some outcomes, right? We are not quite sure if we're going to get them. So we need to know how to investigate that, if the tools that we are going to use are actually going to bring the effects that we are hoping for. So I would say these areas are like the most, complicated for us right now.
What skills should HR professionals start developing to stay relevant in AI driven world?
I would say digital analytical skills. As I said, we need to know why we use AI at the first place. What is it used for, and why do we need it? So these basic information are good enough for the starters, and then we need to stay relevant with what is happening, on the market. So new tools, new solutions, we need to kind of watch them and know if we need them, and then implement them if they are needed. But I think what is even more important is to still concentrate on human skills. These skills are simply not replaceable by any tools. So we still need to focus on skills like empathy, communication, because these are the most valuable tools we do have and that we can use on everyday basis in our work. So I think that should be also be the focus. These skills are more and more critical in the world full of AI, I would say.
Definitely, yes. So, how is AI influencing the recruitment process? So, from the first contact to the final offer.
A lot. Right now, we can use tools for, I would say, every stage of the recruitment process, starting from helping us out with finding and reaching right candidates. So that's first of all, it's saving a little bit of the time. Obviously, it's also very hard to find a right tool and implement it correctly. Then we can have some kind of help with screening the CVs, matching, the information on the resumes with, the job requirements. And also, AI is widely used right now to things like replacing the whole interview stage. So, for example, you could be asked to join the meeting not with a human being, but with the AI system. You can have a normal conversation with that system. Your answers are recorded, and then basically they are verified. And this is also like very, very new situation on the market, I would say, because it's not lasting for a long time right now. But I think the main question is it the direction of your team that you would like to go for? Because obviously we can have smaller tools and we can, as I said, replace the whole stages. Is it something what you're looking for as a HR? Where's the human touch in this? So we can talk a lot about the tools and possibilities because I feel that sometimes they're very endless, but where here is the human being? For last year, I haven't been recruiting much, but before I was very active in terms of recruitment. And I think my superpower in recruitment was concentrating on the person I talk to, asking the questions, getting the answers, having a bond, etc., etc. And right now, for me, replacing the conversation with AI tool would be something that would steal my superpower. So I think we need to verify very, very much what we want to achieve and how to use it.
Do you notice that candidates are starting to talk about AI differently during interviews?
For sure. I ask a lot of questions, but I think the most asked question for now is what are the policies within the organization or within the project? They are curious to what extent they can use AI. I think it's because they are more and more interested in using that in development in that way. So, like working on the project where you can apply some tools, it's like very desirable right now. I can also say, like from my perspective, that around above, I think, 30% of the trainings provided by Consentia this year to our developers were around AI topic. Doesn't matter of the specialization of software developer. So I would say that AI topic is very, very sexy right now.
When hiring today, what do you consider more important? Hard skills, soft skills, or maybe learning mindset?
A very tricky question. Because I think
Thank you.
you're welcome. I think a lot depends on the position. Because, for example, if you are looking for a senior, very senior lead position, that means you need to focus very much on the hard skills. They are foundation and we cannot skip it. But if we talk generally about, building the team of people, I would say values first, attitude second, and hard skills third. And what I mean by that is The organization is a living organism, and each employee is a particular cell of the whole body. To keep the body healthy, you need to make sure that people who are in your team communicate well and clearly, cooperate with each other in a good terms. They have values, they want to be here, and they basically want to be, in a good place. To do that, you need to pay extra attention to values and attitude, and these are soft skills. So I would say that, hard skills are something unreplaceable, but still you can gain them. And I wouldn't say that soft skills, it's something which you can gain. You need to have them at the start to bring already healthy, let's say, atmosphere and healthy vibes to the company.
What do you think has the biggest impact on healthy company culture?
Another very tricky question. I would say the management and the people at the very top of the ladder. They are the ones who basically indicate the values of the company. And if their values are healthy, the whole company stays healthy because they make sure to add to the company people who has the same value, the same commitment, and the same moral compass. If
Same vision.
the same vision as well. But do you know this Polish saying, ryba psuje się od głowy, the fish roots from the hat. So if the hat is not healthy, the rest of the body won't be healthy. And obviously, like the companies who does not have these values that I believe are good for the company, like healthy communication, transparency, trust, they can still achieve some goals. But with achieving the goals, there is a burnout, no common goals, no commitment from the employees. So where is the point? You can still have the revenue, but what kind of company do you have as the outcome? So I think this is something what we need to ask ourselves.
Which leadership behaviors are absolutely essential in the age of AI?
Let's start maybe by saying who's a leader. In my perspective, it's not a manager, it's not a person who was appointed to do such a job. This is naturally a person who comes to the team with a vision, who can articulate that vision to the rest of the team, and they can agree on a common vision, and they can all follow. A leader is a person who brings the weather, whose attitude and the behavior kind of empowers people. This is the person who serves the entire team. And I wouldn't say that there are any specific, things about the leader who are the most important. I think everyone is different, so we need to approach it, from that level. But I would say that the good energy, being passionate about work, having a vision, and empowering people, not really focusing on, I need to do something great, but I want people in my team to do something great.
What do you find more challenging? Shaping culture or maintaining it?
These are two very different aspects because I feel that the culture itself is shaped around the person who starts the company, the organization, right? So if you are the one right now deciding, I want to have another company, let's build something together, let's hire people, let's do some service, right? So your core values are just automatically the values of the whole organization, because based on your values, on your beliefs, on your passion, and of your goals, you will be employing people around you. Maintaining, on the other hand, is something very, very different, and I think even maybe more, I would say, complex to do so, because you need to make sure that you are surrounded by the people who do have the same beliefs as you. So if you are focused, for example, only on revenue, on having an excellent product, and selling that product is the only thing you want to do, you concentrate only on those things and you pick people around you who actually want to go in the same direction. If you're forgetting about the people, and what is like very, very nice thing about people, that people are the company. And if you don't care about them, if you don't feel that you need to do everything in your power to make them happy, you might obviously achieve, your goals. But as I said, probably at the beginning of our conversation, there will be burnout, there will be no commitment, there will be no common vision. There will be just, doing things to achieve the goals, and that's it. So I would say that both parts, shaping and maintaining, are very difficult, but they are a little bit different to basically do, because shaping culture is only dependable on the person starting the company. This is how I feel. And maintaining, it's dependable on so many people around.
Definitely. How can the companies reduce the gap between HR, leadership, and technical teams?
I would split that question into two, leadership and HR, and then the gap between leadership and HR versus technical teams. Um, I think very important aspect here is how the management, the leadership, understand HR. What do they think we should do within the company? Because I told you what I feel we should do within company, right? But not all of the management think that way. I met so many people who basically told me, like, face to face, what do we need HR for? Like, people are adults, they can manage themselves. Obviously, yes. But we as human beings naturally need attention. If you're not getting attention, you wither. You do not feel important, you don't want to be a part of the company. So, first of all, the management, the leadership needs to understand what is the purpose of having HR and include them to make decision and act accordingly. If HR is included in decision-making process, then there is no gap, because somehow, HR becomes part of the leadership of the management, right? On the other hand, when we have HR and leadership versus technical teams, I think all of that just comes down to one thing: connections, human connections. And this is actually what I try to do on my everyday basis at my work. I stay close to the people. I take care of the people. I think they are important. Uh, they do the work, right? I am the one to support them. I am the one to understand them. There is no need for me to kind of have any other, I would say, approach to this matter. If I listen to them, they want to be a part of my team because they feel seen, understood, and they know that we are one team. If we do not pay attention to the people, there will be a gap always.
So nowadays, what works in employee branding and what feels outdated?
I feel like all the slogans are very outdated. We have the best technology. We have like many things. You can name a lot of things here. I think the only thing that works nowadays is basically the human face of the company. And the easiest way to show the human face of the company is to have people on board who understand the values you have in your organization, and they basically can spread word of mouth. So, for example, if you have people within your team who are having really nice personal brand, it's something, very, very good for your company. They can say it aloud, they can post about it online, etc., etc. But also, like, helping people build their personal brand, this is something what you can do on everyday basis. You can help them to achieve their goals, make it, more visible, and the same way your company is also highlighted here. So just to wrap up, I think making organization very nice to people that enjoy working here is the best employee branding you can do. Yep.
Definitely, yes. So I agree that the great people attract more great people. Great personal brand attract more great personal brands to your company.
Yes, I agree.
Your post shows a lot of empathy and a human approach to HR. What do you think brings the most humanity into this profession?
I think human resources is about people. So basically, it's about understanding human dynamics. That would be very, very hard not to talk about empathy, about communication, because these are the fields most important to the profession. So, yeah, I would say that's the easiest explanation to that.
What does your work give you the biggest sense of satisfaction?
Seeing people succeed and actually seeing people shine, I think this is something worth working on. Um, from my position, you can empower people, you can encourage them to do cool things. You can give them, wings basically to fly. So seeing someone succeed, it's, I think, the most rewarding thing that you can get. And, I'm a lady, I really like compliments. So, everyone saying nice words about my work, and not maybe about my work, but appreciating the final outcome of my work, because not always what I do, it's, perceived as something, valuable or like seen in a very, let's say, serious way, because, going for a coffee with someone or playing a game with someone or just simply being there to listen, it's not always something what, if you can, see it, you can think, oh, that's something important. But the outcome of that conversation could be for someone very, very life changing. So if you hear nice words about, oh, you helped me a lot, I see where you were going with the conversation we had. Now I see it. I changed something, I achieved something. This is actually very, very empowering to hear these words and actually feeling that people appreciate what you do.
What's the hardest part of working with people?
That they are people. They are living human beings, with the emotions, with the story, with the expectations. And you need to give them space, the safe space, that they can talk about the emotions, that they can show you their perspective. Obviously, you're not always gonna, agree with their emotions, with their perspective, but still there needs to be place for them to express what they want to express. And also the hard part is not everything will be fixed. Not everything will be resolved. You won't get all of the answers that you want to give to the people, and you still need to cope with these situations. So emotions and things like that, I think, are very, very hard to manage, but you can always help people, to do so.
Working closely with developers during events like JS Poland or AI Poland gives you a unique perspective. What do you enjoy most and about this collaboration?
First of all, I think, the conferences like JS Poland and AI Poland are quite cool, I must say, because you can find a lot of people who are into the development. They want to see what is around the corner, they want to hear about technologies, they want to meet people. So it's like very good networking opportunity. And, but, working more into this, let's say you are the one who created the whole event, right? But as a part of the event, I would say, because I could feel, that I am a part of the event. So, okay, I'm not the organizer myself, but I still deliver some part of it, right? I work with the developers who were speakers. I was trying to give them as much space and help as they needed. And I think seeing that, from the behind scenes was quite an impressive thing for me to see how people kind of evolve, how they kind of put some kind of ideas into the real world. So overall, I think it's all about the succeeding part. Yeah.
Which soft skills do you see most often among top performance developers?
The first one, I think, great communication skills. Uh, these people can ask right questions, but they actually also can understand the answers, hear the answers themselves. It means that they are not focused on jumping into the conclusions. They want to hear people first and then discuss about the solutions. Proactivity and problem solving attitude, I think these qualities are very, very important. But I will also say that openness to feedback. If you are open to the feedback, it doesn't matter if it's right one or not right one, but we can still discuss it and we can know more about our perspectives. So listening, getting feedback, and being proactive, these are the qualities I think they are very, very common among the top performers.
If you could teach every team one specific skill, what would it be and why?
I think it would be ask questions first before jumping to conclusions. I think people are very frequently in so much rush, and also they want to solve everything as fast as possible. Uh, I think it is very connected with self awareness And I think the most self-aware people are the ones who jump into the conclusion lists. And what I mean by that, we perceive self-awareness as being aware of the flaws. This is very, very important that I am aware what I can work on, but it is also very important to be aware of what I am capable of. I also need to know my good sides, what I am great at. So first of all, I need to know what kind of qualities I bring, and then I need to know what I can work on. So asking the questions and working on the self-awareness, I would say.
What excites you the most about the future of HR?
That this is all about people and this is going to stay that way. Because as we talk about AI, it's a great assistant and let AI do its work. But here right now, we have a lot of time to basically focus on the people, work on our, human-centric skills, and just basically support people more and more and in a better way.
Joanna, thank you so much for this amazing conversation. It was a pleasure to host you here. And for all of you, please subscribe the channel, smash the button, ring the bell, and see you in the next episode.